Welcome, YouTube friends and family, to today's fun edition of the Wellness Homesteader. So the last few videos, I've been doing a lot of maybe more serious things, with the low spend, no spend year, um, the hashtag, I keep calling it pound, hashtag pantry challenge. And I thought I would do a fun video today because we can all use encouragement and fun. So to start with, I want to say a big welcome, y'all. There are so many new subscribers. I think using the hashtag, pardon me, we're getting a lot of newbies coming over, but welcome to all of you. I appreciate that you're watching my back videos, and I'm just so glad you're here, and I hope you'll stick around for the year because we're going to do things other than just the pantry challenge. Sorry, y'all. I'm sure you can see the steam. I'm having a nice hot cup of tea this morning to kind of get myself warmed up. We are having unseasonably warm weather here in Ohio. Yesterday was a record high. I think 63 was where I leveled out. Y'all, I read the news. I don't watch the news, so I'm not sure. I haven't looked yet this morning. It's not quite 6 o'clock yet. And so the girls are still asleep out in their chicken coop. They played in the rain. They had so much fun yesterday, but I will be glad when it dries up or freezes or does something because those poor little girls get so muddy and I want to bring them in and give them a bath, but I don't think that's probably a real good idea. All right, so I wanted to tell you all, the title of my video alludes to what's my life really like outside of YouTube. So I get a lot of questions, y'all. And just as a reminder of a couple things, if you want to make a comment that is constructive criticism, that's fine. If you want to be nasty, hateful, argue with other people, post links to porn sites, try to get people to buy crypto, you will be banned from the channel. Strike one, you're out. There's just no time for that in life right now. We need to be kind to one another. I think I catch them all. I think I try really hard to, and YouTube has a feature where you can go and see any comments that you missed. So y'all, if you feel like, well, she ignored my comment and she answered all the ones around it, it could be that I just didn't see it. So I do try to check that at least once a day. Okay, so what's my life really like outside of YouTube? Have y'all ever heard the term WYSIWYG? So what that means, I had never heard it before. And my son kept telling me, you know, about his job. My son works for Coral Propagation, a huge organization up in Northern Ohio, very well known. Their channel is Title Gardens on YouTube. I'll drop a link in the description box. If you do go over and decide to subscribe, oh no, am I going to have one of those days where I can't talk? Tell them Kym from the Wellness Homesteader sent you. Anyway, he kept saying they were having WYSIWYG sales. And I'm like, is that like a new kind of coral that I don't know about? Because I don't know what WYSIWYG means. And what it stands for, it's just the first letter of what you see is what you get. So what is my life really like off YouTube? Y'all, it's just like what you see on YouTube. Now, there are parts of my life that I will always keep private. I think that's true of any YouTuber, but I don't have any big secrets. It's obvious I don't have a production crew, and this is really what I do. A lot of the videos that I present to you are things I need to do anyway, or things I haven't done in a while and I want to hone or sharpen my skills and share it with you, because so much of those self-reliant skills have been lost through the years as we've grown accustomed to convenience foods, lots of services. Y'all know I've never had DoorDash. I'm like, the day I do DoorDash, I'm going to have to be really sick and not be able to leave the house. All right. And I'm not criticizing anybody who does DoorDash. Just a thought. You may be wondering, I'm just going to get this out of the way. Why does your hair look dirty? Guys, I just got out of the shower and it's soaking wet. And we are supposed to get some more rain today. With this warmer weather, y'all, I don't care if it's raining. I'm going outside. I'm going to spend time with my girls. I'm going to walk around my property. I've got sticks to pick up, etc., etc. And while I can wear a jacket, it totally destroys my naturally curly hair. So there is no point in flat ironing it and straightening it. So yeah, this Wiswig. All right. So for all you new people, let me give you a little bit of a backstory so you don't have to go watch my very sad, very first video that I did 2 years ago in August, which would have been in 2020, August 2020. So I am retired. It was 3 years in November, a registered nurse, and had a really wonderful career. A big part of my career was spent in the long-term care, or as some people like to call it, nursing home arena. The last 12 years of my career, I worked in home care. So I was not a direct care provider. I worked in management. But I love to learn and I love to keep abreast. But I have to tell you all, the medical field changes so fast, it's hard to keep up with it if you're not actively working and having in-services. I have lived in this home. It will be 22 years on the 23rd of this month. This is the longest I've ever lived any one place in my entire life. So I didn't move around much when I was a child, but through my young adult years, I did move around quite a bit. I've lived in Cedarville, Ohio for, let's see, 35.5 years, probably, something like that. So this is truly home to me. Cedarville is a very small town. It is really governed a lot by a large private university that is here in town. And even like store hours change when the students go home. Our population is, I think, about 2,600. The university population is about the same as students living on campus, so it's truly huge. It is a farm community. It is a dry town, believe it or not. So it's very different. We have a little grocery store that's like this, the size of most of your convenience stores, like your, there's no stop and go anymore, but like Quickie Marts, I don't even know what they're called because I don't frequent them. So it's a little bit different. It's a very close-knit community. Everybody knows everyone. And it's really a nice low crime area for me to live in. So let's see. Hang on, I can't read my own handwriting. Y'all, my handwriting sometimes. My family, my parents, my grandparents, all were from Eastern Kentucky in Appalachia. And you'll occasionally hear a little Southern accent sneak through. I have worked hard to rid myself of it, and I'm not really sure why. But you will hear that at times, and that's where it comes from. I have lived in Ohio my entire 61 3/4 years. So this really comes more from being raised and having family that all had accents. I really enjoy the old ways. My dad's mother knew every medicinal home remedy, living off the land. They farmed. They were true homesteaders. They had a big homestead. There were 10 children, not all of which reached adulthood. And unfortunately, I did not learn a lot of that from my grandmother. And I regret that. So as I've been able to learn some old ways from the Foxfire series, some things are coming back to mind, some things I'm learning new. So I decided my next book I'm going to read is going to be out of order. It's volume, good grief, 11, The Old Home Place, which is what my grandparents called the homestead, wild plant uses, preserving and cooking food, hunting stories, skip that, fishing, skip that, more affairs of plain living. So I think this will be a really good book. But this is truly one of the things that I enjoy when I'm not busy with other things in life. I also love to learn. I do have a bachelor's degree in nursing, but I first received an associate degree and then went back to school to get my 4-year degree and graduated when I was 36 years old, so I was an old learner. I have completed about half of a master's degree, At this stage in my life, if I weigh cost versus benefit because I'm retired, although my license is active, it doesn't even make sense for me to pay what it would cost to finish it. But I still love to learn. It doesn't mean it always has to be nursing. So I thought it might be fun to go through the top 5 questions that I've either gotten or I'm currently getting a lot of. And y'all always feel free to email me, especially if you don't want to put it, out there for everybody to see. If it's something too personal, I will just decline to answer. So the top question that I have gotten over and over and over, and it's always really funny to me. Where's your husband? Okay, y'all, I wear this ring set because my dad and I got this as a Christmas gift for my mother. We shopped for it together. My mom no longer wore it, and she gifted it to me because I've always loved it. I have been single for the last 26 years. I'm not hiding my husband in the closet or in the basement that I don't have. We're not estranged. We are no longer married. That's the easiest way I know to say it. The other question I get with it is, would you ever consider remarrying? And I know people say, don't ever say, I would never ABC. At this stage in my life, I highly doubt that is ever going to happen for me. Am I anti-marriage? Absolutely not. Am I anti-having a partner? Absolutely not. It's just my priorities in life have kind of shifted with caring for uh, a very um, memory challenged parent and my own health challenges. And I don't feel like I have what it would take to really devote the time to a relationship. So, not anti men in any way. I just don't happen to have one. Second question I get, why do you live alone in that big house? Well, first of all, guys, my house is not that big. Um, I think it's about 2,500 square feet. And in case anybody's got any weird ideas, and I think it's painfully apparent, I know all my neighbors know that I am here by myself. Um, I have 2 security systems. I am armed, and I'm not afraid to use it. Don't even try it. So, um, I live alone because my son is grown and gone, and I don't have a life partner. And I'm fine. Today, I'm fine. Will I be able to stay here until the day I leave this earth? Only the Lord knows the answer to that. My goal, of course, I think it's pretty much everyone's goal, is this is my forever home. But if it's not, one thing I've promised my son is I won't give him the grief that my mother gave me about moving out of her home. God bless her. And I don't mean to talk unkindly about my mom, but it's just the way it is. I'm going to step aside from the 5 questions I get the most often. I just want to say thank you all for your prayers for my mom's move. This is Wednesday morning. Am I ahead on videos, you ask? Why, no. No, I am not. So, my mom, I moved her in February to an assisted living because my mom was having some problems with her mental clarity, with confusion, with doing some things that were wholly unsafe. Since my mom has been in the facility, and it's not the facility's fault, it's the nature of the disease, she has declined sharply. And so the decision was made by the facility, because they get more care, and trust me, it's a lot more expensive, to move her over to the memory care side, which is also a keypad locked unit because my mom wanders. And she will also exit seek, which means she tries to get out. So this is much safer for her. I was about beside myself because I thought, they're going to raise the roof. She is going to raise the roof. I'm going to hear it. I'm about a 20-minute drive from mom. I'm going to hear it clear in Cedarville. But your prayers have been answered. My prayers were answered. And she has assimilated. Yesterday was the move, quite nicely. They did tell, this was not my idea. They told my mom in an effort to get her moved because they had to take her to an activity, take her to a meal, and then quick like a bunny, move everything. that a pipe had burst and a room was flooded and they had to move everything. She's been okay. So, that's a good thing, and I'm just gonna leave it right there, guys. They've asked me to not visit for a couple weeks to let mom get us kind of assimilated, and, I've had people say, "Well, that seems like the exact opposite thing of what you should do." What you need to understand is when someone has dementia, if you think of your life as a timeline, you're a child here, you're in old age. Dementia kind of erases your timeline, so sometimes the behavior gets extremely challenging. What are you doing, Frankie? Oh, I apologize, y'all. He's just playing. Um, with that timeline going back, their behavior can be very childish. So if my mom does not get her way, i.e., she doesn't want to be moved and be away from her best friend, which is a huge problem, because they enable each other, etc., etc., she will act out. And it's not going to hurt my feelings. Okay, well, sometimes it does. But it actually makes her behavior worse, not only when I'm there, but way worse when I leave, because she will continue that more childlike, throw a temper tantrum behavior. So I told them I would stay away for a week. But I wasn't going to promise 2 because I think 2 is a long time. All right, back to the questions. Why do I homestead? And some of you would say, you're not a homesteader. I've gotten plenty of those kind of comments, y'all. To me, homesteading is about being as self-sufficient as you possibly can with the resources you've been giving. I think you can homestead in a condo, in an apartment, using what you have and learning life skills to not rely, y'all, for a better word, on the system as much. Am I off grid? No. Do I have all nature of barnyard animals? No. I have Hanky Panky Frankie and 4 chickens. Do I grow my own food? I grow a good portion of my own food and an ever expanding portion of my own food. I preserve. I'm constantly looking for ways to not rely on the economic system to supply my needs, whether it's bartering for things I need or learning how to do fill in the blank. Next question. Do I have extended family? Because y'all never see my family. So my dad passed away. God rest his sweet, sweet soul. My dad was a gem, y'all. He passed away in December 4th of 2010. I've already told you about my mom. I do have an older sister. She's not super family oriented, and I don't mean that to be like airing my dirty laundry. It's just the way it is. I have one son who you all have seen pictures of that lives about 4 hours north, and I have 2 nieces, neither of which live in state. My dad was one of 10. All of those are now gone. My mom was one of 3. So I still have 1 living uncle, her brother, and my mom. So my family is quite small, but I have a lot of friends, and I have a lot of really good friends on this channel, and I'm really thankful for each and every one of you because you're my surrogate family. What do I do? Number 5, final, get to know me better. What do I do in my spare time? Yeah, I am not a good relaxer. So one of my goals for 2023 is to be a little bit more in the moment, to enjoy some solitude, and to enjoy not having to be busy every minute. I've always been very work oriented, very busyness oriented. So in my spare time, what do? I love to do crafts. I very much enjoy reading. However, I have to tell you all, I don't, I'm sure I didn't read more than 3 books last year. Couldn't do better this year. I do listen to books. I guess you could count those, but that's not like actively sitting down and reading. I love to can. I love to garden. I love to be outdoors. I enjoy taking walks. I enjoy nature. I have a very simple life, y'all. There's not a lot to tell you about what I do in my spare time that y'all haven't already seen in my channel. So I do enjoy friendships. I like having coffee and tea with girlfriends. I I don't drink, I don't smoke. I mean, I don't really have any vices, y'all. I used to love to snow ski. Can't do that with my back anymore safely. And I love music and I enjoy dancing. But I haven't been dancing in 3 or 4 years because they look at you a little weird when you take your cat, right? All right. So I thought I would share with you just a couple things today. I'm going to tell you a few frugal tips. So stay tuned for that. And then I want to share just a couple things and then finish up with some words of encouragement. Oh, this reminds me. My sweet friend Jane. Jane, look, I'm wearing one of the brooches you sent me. Thank you so much. This came all the way from England, y'all. I just love it. All right, stay tuned. Now, I promised you I wasn't going to monopolize the channel on the pantry challenge, overdoing it or no spending. But y'all don't forget to color in your no spend tracker. I'm just using a yellow highlighter. So my first 3 days have been just fine. We're on track. I did want to share with you, y'all, there are so many really good planners and organizers out there. And I've already shared I have kind of an addiction. I didn't want to kind of take this out of the box. I know it's like the third, but that's all right. So I wanted to share with you this little thing I ordered off Amazon, and I'll link it below. It's the Smart Lion Premium Money Mastery Budget Planner. So it has a place, for like your receipts and bills, month by month. It's undated, which is really nice. It also has, if you use the cash envelope system, where you, like the Dave Ramsey thing where you stuff cash. I didn't even bother opening those. I never have any cash. And I've shared before, my mom will always say, do you have any dollars? So if I have cash, it usually goes to mom. It also comes with the Millionaire Secrets, 16 Proven Habits to Achieve a Millionaire Life. I don't think that's going to happen for me either, but it may have some good money tips. So if I find anything really amazing, I will share it with you. It also has some stickers you can use. The main reason that I ordered this is every year when it comes time to, I have to make myself a note. When it comes time to do taxes, I would rather be beat than to get my taxes ready for the accountant. I don't do my own. So I thought this might really help me track a little better. So at the end of the year, I could literally pass the book. I don't know if I can do that, but at any rate, it would be in one place. And usually, I don't know, around July, I'm like, boy, I should have been keeping track of that. And this year's no different, just saying. So here are some frugal tips for you, y'all, in case you're like, oh, this no spend January or low spend January or pantry challenge is a challenge, and we're only on day 4, right? Well, it'll be day 5 by the time you watch this. Keep track of your money. And I want to tell you too, y'all, monitor your account. I've got a little something going on with my gas company. I paid the bill and it's no longer, it was pending and now it's no longer in there as a paid thing. So I'm going to have to, if it doesn't show up when the bank opens, I have to figure that out because I don't want to pay it twice. Also, here in my area, I don't shop there, but there are Kroger stores. There has been a huge resurgence of fraudulent charges. So they've somehow gotten your credit card, when we've been shopping through Christmas, and they're making unauthorized charges. I have an alert set for my account. Anything over $100, I automatically get an alert. But just if you're an online banker like I am, just keep an eye on your account because this is a high time for fraudulent activity after Christmas. Number 2, turn off and unplug. So I think one thing that might be a little different about my life that you don't see on YouTube is I don't use any more electricity than I absolutely have to. Now, in order to film, y'all, I have to have the ring light. I have to have light on or else the quality of the video would be so poor y'all wouldn't watch it, right? I do use oil lamps. And I got that idea of reusing them. I had them, but I just never used them. They were more like for showing than for using, from Homestead Tessie. So I have been using oil lamps for a lot of years. It's really great for the winter. I've never had a problem with Frankie. He understands hot, and he does not like to be around anything that's hot like that. But I would caution you around children and pets, to be safe with it. But because I'm such an early riser and our daylight hours are so short in the winter, when I start my day, I do turn on my coffee maker, although this is tea, and I've already had 3 cups of coffee. And then I go over and I have 3 down here. I light at least one of my lamps. If I need more light, I can turn up the wick. I can add more oil lamps, I can turn more on. But just remember, the fuel does cost money, and you have to be very safe with them. But I try to use natural daylight as much as I possibly can. So turning off and unplugging as much as you can does help you save money. Number 3, and y'all, I'm terrible with this one, limit disposables. So things like paper towels, paper plates, napkins. That is literally something that is usually a one and done, throw it away. Now, I do use paper towels. I have a cat. Sometimes he throws up, and I am not picking that up in cloth and having to wash it out. It just doesn't even make sense to me. But I use very, very little. I do like my fine china, i.e. paper plate. But let me tell you something, y'all. If you buy the ones that are coated, okay, this is probably kind of hillbilly, but I do it anyway. If I just eat a piece of toast, I just take a damp cloth, wipe it off, set it aside, then I can use it for my next meal. So limit your disposable items. Rinse out your bottles. Y'all, when I washed my hair this morning, I was like, I need to throw that conditioner away and start on a new one. I rinsed it out. I had plenty to do my hair with. So, use it up. Use it to the end. Try not to waste the end of bottles. Number 4, think on it. After my crazy dream that I had totally blown my no spend, low spend year, I thought, there's really probably 2 ways that I could really help myself. So I'll give you an example. I am focusing on my health, as I feel like I've done for years, with little improvement. But at any rate, I saw this commercial on YouTube for Kachava. It's, I'll say, sort of a protein meal replacement type drink. And this man said, if you want to be healthy, you have to drink Kachava. So I pick up my phone, kachava.com, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, I need to fast forward through these commercials, or, skip or get up and walk away till the commercial is done, the ad is done. So I think there are 2 things you can do. I like the idea of putting it on a list, or on Amazon. You can put it in your cart and save it for later, and then it'll tell you if the price goes up and down, and then you can reevaluate it at 30 days. I think for things you think you really need, Kachava not being one of them, give yourself at least 24 hours to be like, okay, is there a way I can work around this? Do I have one somewhere and I'm being lazy and I don't want to look for it? That'd be me as well. So that might be a tip that will be helpful for you. And then I think the final tip, number 6, is set money goals. It's hard to get anywhere if you don't know where you're going. So put a goal out there. It can be a little goal. When I first became single, my savings goal, a little embarrassing, was $5 a paycheck. But as my income increased, etc., I got more settled, then it increased to 10 and 50 and 100. You get better with it. So I think it is important for all of us to set money goals. All right, now I'm going to leave you with some positivity. I know this video is a little bit different, but y'all, yesterday I actually took a relaxed day, sort of, pretty much, kind of. And I just started writing down all the ideas of things that I had that I wanted to do. So there are some good things coming up. So here's just some things to uplift you as you start out in this January. Some of you, God bless y'all, Peggy and Norm, are buried neck deep in snow. And some of you are like me and you're dancing in the rain. So here's some things to help encourage you. Do the things you love more often. Let go of situations or even people that drain you. Sometimes you have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. And then finally, change your mindset, change your life. I hope you found today's video kind of fun, kind of different. I know it wasn't anything like earth-shattering. You didn't learn something new, maybe about me, but I always strive to bring you a variety of videos. I do have some upcoming projects. Oh, I can't wait to share it with you. And we're going to have a lot of fun in 2023. So I welcome again to all you newbies. Thank you all to all you returning subscribers. I love hearing from each and every one of you. Drop me a comment below if you're if you are participating in the 2023 Pantry Challenge. Any tips or tricks? And I did want to say one thing. And y'all, my memory is awful on names. Somebody had a really great idea about sprouts. If you don't have the sprouting lid, take a piece of the plastic like needlepoint canvas and cut it to fit the lid of the jar, and voila, you don't have to spend any money. You can probably find it at like the Dollar Tree or like at like a Goodwill or something, or a thrift store. And I give you permission if you need some plastic to go ahead and buy it. So thank you. There were actually, well, I know one at least suggested it, so thank you for the suggestion. All right. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and until I see you again this Saturday, be healthy, be well, be blessed, take care.